Hello. First up, a thank you. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's liked, subscribed, and left us comments on the various different videos that we've made whilst making the onion. Really do appreciate it. I read all your comments and I try and respond to all of them as well. So my apologies if I haven't done that. Do let me know in the comments. And thank you to everyone that's subscribed. If a few more of you do that, then potentially I might actually be able to spend some money on production for this thing, but you never know. Also, an apology. I'm afraid I haven't been able to do quite as much as I otherwise would have liked in recent times, because I was unfortunately injured, not due to myself for a change. The net result is that unfortunately I haven't been able to do quite so much on the car, but thankfully I have had some help, so I've managed to get a couple of bits and pieces done. So here's what I've been up to. Getting the dash back in, so that is now in position. It didn't fight too much. I've got to give it a clean. There's a couple of marks. It looks like a big dent, but actually that's just a sort of shadowy mark, I think. Yeah, you can sort of see as it goes around here. I managed to dent that though, so I need to try and get that out with something. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. Hopefully I can warm it or cool it or something. I'll do a bit of reading before I do something with that. And yeah, it's starting to go back together. Did put up a bit of a fight. You might be able to see I've made some new seals just underneath the top of there, out of foam to go around the edge of where the vents sit, because they were a problem. Didn't want to fit though, so I've had to use a bit of silicone there to do that. I'm very, very slowly just bolting bits and pieces back together, and then I need to give everything a good old clean and a hoover, because it's a bit of a mess in here. I've done nothing more to the engine because I haven't been able to bend over the top of the car to be able to do it, and I haven't been able to lift anything heavy, so that's out for the moment. But I have in the meantime booked the car in, so if I don't get things sorted beforehand, the 18th of May, then it is due to go in. I have 20 minutes now, because my other half's taken the kids out for a brief walk to get the baby to sleep, so here we go, the world's my oyster. Having emptied the bins, I now have probably 17 minutes of time, so I'm going to see what I can do in that time before I get back. About as far as getting the clocks in, I guess, and then these back on. There we go. Right, time to go back in then. Forgive me, viewers, for I have sinned. I've been back out here doing bits and bobs on the odd occasion at, well, a few minutes at a time, so it's been, well, productive. However, I haven't videoed it, so I'm sorry. I am sorry. Let's just show you what I've been up to. Well, the dash, it's back in, as you can see, and it's all there. It's all working. At least it seems to be. All the lights are working. You choke, such as it is. All the heaters, vents are all working. Stereo, well, I can't play you that because copyright, but it's all working. A very creaky hinge, but you can see the ECU, the power and everything's all tucked away inside there. So that's all there, and that's all working as well. My oldest said to me, "Why have you got a bowl hat on your stick?" I said, "Well, why wouldn't you?" I said, "Why is it there?" I said, "Because otherwise it'd get cold, wouldn't it?" So there we go. That actually came off of my Puma, original Puma, not the current SUV, because you used to have a metal gear knob on them, and they were absolutely freezing in winter, and in the summer when you jump in the car, you'd burn your hand on it. So you used to leave that in there. What else? Oh, I gave the car a quick hoover. So yes, mostly back together. Of course, it's taken a fair amount of time for me to do this, weeks in fact, just because I haven't really been able to do it, and partly because I just felt a bit, well, I don't know, a bit apathetic probably about coming out here and doing it when you don't feel particularly well. And it's been windy and raining and cold and everything else. Today we've actually had quite a nice day weather-wise, so I've dragged myself out, having gone to bed early yesterday and then been woken up again at 4:20. But nevertheless, having gone to bed early yesterday, I figured I probably should come out and do something today. So I'm going to have a look and see if I can block everything up in terms of the inlet manifold and see if if I get the car to start. If I do, then I assume I'll be able to figure out where the leak's coming from. I'm probably going to have to do that tomorrow, because already it's gone 9 o'clock and it's going to be really loud when it starts. I don't really want to have to do that. Or if I run the car with the door shut, I'm also going to kill myself, so I don't really want to do that either. Yeah. So, work to be done. Oh, I did do a couple of bits under the bonnet, actually. I'll show you that too. Before I do that, though, you may remember I said that I'd managed to damage this dash. I was trying to figure out what to do to get that out. What I actually did was heat it up very slowly with a hot air gun, and just kept running my finger across the top of it as much as I could tolerate to get it back to the right shape. Basically pinched the vinyl out, just teased it, and it's much better than it was. I need to give it a little bit of a clean because it's ever so slightly out of texture, but it was there. You can see it just here, and I'll probably heat it up again, and now it's had a bit of a chance to rest, and just do it again. But it's much better than it was. Certainly doesn't look like it's been gripped by mole grips. I have no idea what it was that caused the damage, but that's done. I do need to give it a bit more of a clean in here. I need to get rid of the shininess on the steering wheel. There's still all the print on it, but that's just from use. I did also change the electric window switch, because I just thought, well, it needed doing. Although it's given up the electric window on this side. I'm not quite sure why. I think probably, I need some more investigation. It was getting slow, so possibly the motor, but hey, job for another day. You have to excuse the fact it's slightly in bits here, because as you can see from the throttle body, I've got that currently plugged to try and figure out where air leak's coming from. That's the little cover that goes on the back of a headlamp for something or other, I can't remember what, but it's the perfect size and lent to me by PP at work, so it's handy. Now I've also fitted, as you can probably see here, on top of the spark plug cover, and I need to just use some ceramic trim restorer just to bring that back, the black plastic. But this is something that was made for me by Dave XYZ Fabrications. Now, back when this car was built, special vehicle engineering existed, I think. I'm sure someone will tell me if I'm wrong. And it would have been perhaps more unusual to have had the twin cam engine. And cars of that sort of era, the Ford's era, used to have a double overhead cam and 16 valves stamped on the head. So I made my own design. It's got VCT in the bottom right hand corner, but it sort of suggests that this thing, which is designed to look like it's designed to look like it could have been a factory build, with the airbox and everything else on there. So I thought I'd make it look like it could possibly have been a prototype. There was something that they also used to do for prototypes and for press cars, and that is they used to fit on the slam panel here a no manufacturer's warranty stamped metal disc. Now, I've done that on here. I've again got David XYZ to make those up, to sort of suggest this might have been a car that was created as a prototype rather than being created, well, by a guy in the garage. So the idea is to try to look factory, and I think for people that don't know what they're looking at, it might just be a bit of fun and confuse a couple of people, particularly when we've got the other covers put in here if we can, and also heat shield across the top here. Also managed to finally source a brand new air intake pipe, so that should match everything up quite nicely, hopefully. You can see how much shinier the old one is if it's been scratched, and I've tried to clean it up. But hopefully everything will match a little bit nicer with that. I think I have to take this inlet manifold off again though, it's going to be really irritating. And with the benefit of a few moments of slicing down the core pack cover and a bit of CAD, cardboard aided design of course, I've sort of rigged it to show you how it's going to look. So that's not properly connected either end, which is the reason why it's sat so high, but it gives you an idea as to how the engine bay will look when it's a bit more complete.